Let me ask you something. Are you the person that people call when things always go wrong? Not when everything is smooth, but when it's chaotic? When plans fall apart and when customers are upset and when nobody knows what to do, they call you. And yet you're still underpaid, still overlooked, still stuck in the same position. Yeah, a lot of people are in that exact situation right now. The economy is tight, opportunities are extremely limited, and it seems like the only way up is more school, more certifications, and more time. But what if I told you that you might already have a six-figure skill set and you don't even realize it yet? Because the exact skills that you use every day, handling chaos, dealing with people, figuring things out under pressure, are the same skill sets that companies are paying very high salaries for in project management. But why be a project manager? Well, in case you didn't know, the world will need 25 million new project managers by 2030. That's millions of openings every single year. And the pay? Well, entry-level project managers are averaging around $85,000 to $100,000 a year. Senior project managers are clearing $120,000 to $150,000 a year easily. And it's one of the safer career paths in this new AI revolution. AI cannot replace PMs. And here's the part nobody talks about. Project management is not a dead-end role. It's a launch pad. PMs move into leadership roles, larger operational roles, program and portfolio management roles, and even executive positions. It's probably one of the only jobs that lets you demonstrate your ability to lead teams, negotiate initiatives, and manage resources over and over and over again, which is essentially executive level work, just on a smaller scale. So project management isn't really just a job. It's a career path with real growth. Now here's the craziest part. The exact skills that companies are paying project managers for, the handling of chaos, the dealing with difficult people, figuring things out under pressure, are the same exact skills that you're already using every day. You just haven't been told that they're valuable yet. In this video, I'm going to show you why your real-world experience is more valuable than you think, how your current job already kind of maps to project management, and how you can start positioning yourself for a completely different career path. Give me a few minutes and I'll show you how to turn what you already know into something that can actually change your situation. Let's go. So first, we always have to identify the problem. Why do people feel stuck? Here's a frustrating reality for a lot of people right now. You know you're capable of more, you know you're not average, but your job and especially your paycheck do not reflect that. You might be the unofficial problem solver, the one that people rely on, the one who keeps things from falling apart, but on paper, you're just another employee. And that's the trap, because companies don't reward skill sets, they reward titles and labels. Meanwhile, there's a massive demand for project managers. Millions of roles are opening up over the next few years because businesses are starting to realize something. Success isn't about perfect plans. It's about the people who can actually execute them when things get messy, and that's where you're going to come in. So in order to do this, you're going to have to make a bit of a mental shift. Think about it. You're already doing the job of project management. You're just not calling it that yet. Here's what most people don't realize. Project management is not some abstract corporate skill that needs a certification. At its core, project management is very simple. We solve problems, we work with people, we get shit done. And that's it. So if you've been working in an environment where you have to solve problems and work with people, get things done, there's a very high chance that you're already doing some form of project management. So let's break this down even more. There are 3 project management skills that are very core to our job that you're probably already doing today. So let's talk about them. Skill number 1, the chaos controller. So let's make this real with some actual examples. Say, for example, you worked in retail. You've probably seen this before. Systems crash, lines build up, customers get frustrated, and somehow you're the person that keeps things moving, you keep people calm, you find a workaround to the issue. Now, that's just not dealing with customers. That's problem solving under pressure. That's resource management. That's real-time decision making. That is project management. Let's say you manage a household. Plans may change, problems are going to pop up, things don't always go as expected, and you still are the person that's able to adjust priorities, keep everything running, and get things done. That's planning, that's coordination, that's leadership, that is project management. So when you say, I just deal with things as they come, what you're really saying is, I can operate in uncertainty, and companies desperately need people like that. Skill number 2, you're a social strategist. You know how to deal with people. In this one, this is where most people underestimate themselves when it comes to project management skills. Projects are not going to fall apart because of a bad plan. They always fail because of miscommunication, conflict, or misalignment, one of those three. So if you can manage people, you can manage projects. Let's break this down. If you've ever worked in customer service, you probably dealt with very angry people. And instead of making things worse, you calm them down, you understand the real issue, and then you help find the solution. That's not just customer service, that's conflict resolution, stakeholder management, communication under pressure. That is project management. If you've ever worked with a team that you've had to manage a number of different personalities, different opinions, and somehow you still keep things moving, keep people aligned, and avoid unnecessary drama, that's leadership without a title. That's project management. If you've ever had to convince someone to see things your way and you didn't force it, you actually positioned it, you'd explained it, you got their buy-in, that's influence, that's negotiation. That is project management. So when you say I'm just good with people, what you really mean is that I know how to move people toward an outcome, and that is a high-income skill. Skill set number 3, you're the resourceful hustler. You know how to get things done. Even when you don't have enough time, you don't have enough help, you don't have enough resources, you can still figure it out. Think about working in a restaurant during a rush. Short-staffed, orders piling up, pressures everywhere. You still keep things moving, you cover the gaps, and you deliver. That's execution. That is project management. Think about someone running a side hustle. No budget, no team, and they still learn what they need to learn, build something, and make progress. That's strategy. That's ownership. That's accountability. That is project management. Think about organizing anything on a tight budget. You can't waste resources, so you prioritize, you adjust, you make smart trade-offs. That is project management. I'm getting tired of saying this. So when you say I just make it work, what you really mean is I deliver results regardless of constraints. And that's exactly what companies pay project managers top dollar for. So I hope you're having a bit of a realization moment here. Let's start to connect the dots. Your ability to handle chaos, that's risk management. Your ability to work with people, that's stakeholder management. Your ability to get things done, that's execution and delivery. This realization is where the actual opportunities lie for you. And what is that opportunity? Well, it's actually repositioning yourself as a person who understands project management. Once you get this, you stop saying, I don't have the experience, and you start saying, I've been doing this the whole time. Now, with this new realization in hand, you can begin to make that transition by doing really 3 things. You want to learn the language of project management, you want to frame your experience in that language, and then put yourself in position for the right opportunity. That's the bridge, so let's figure out how to cross it. There's 2 components to this. You're going to need your resume revision, and you're going to need to know how to talk in interviews. This is how you actually make the switch. Okay, time to get down to some practical steps, because understanding your value is one thing, but communicating it is actually what's going to get you hired. So step number 1 is going to be to fix your resume. We want to translate this into project management language. We don't necessarily want to rewrite it. Most people make this mistake. They describe their job tasks instead of describing the impact of what they actually did at their job. Let me show you what I mean. Example 1, we'll use customer service. Instead of saying I handled customer complaints, you should say something like I managed stakeholder issues and resolved conflicts to maintain client satisfaction. This is what a project manager does. Example number 2, retail operations. Instead of I worked shifts and I helped customers, say I coordinated daily operations, managed high-volume workflows, and ensured timely service delivery in a fast-paced environment. That's actually what's expected of a project manager. Example number 3, team leadership. Instead of I helped train new employees, say I supported onboarding and training of new team members, ensuring alignment with processes and performance expectations. Project managers do this all the time. Example number 4, problem solving. Instead of saying I fixed issues when they came up, you can say I identified and resolved operational risks in real time to maintain workflow continuity. That's a common project management practice. So the key here, stop describing your tasks and start describing your outcomes, your responsibilities, your impacts, because that's how project managers are evaluated. And that is how you're going to help your resume break through. Next thing we want to do is actually learn the language of project management. You want to speak like a project manager. Now, let's talk about interviews, because this is where most people are going to lose confidence. They're going to think, I don't have the PM experience, and so they're going to shrink a little bit. But here's the truth. You do have the experience, you're just not framing it correctly. When you're answering questions, structure your answers like this. Describe the situation, get into detail about your actions, and then give a high-level review of the results. So situation, action, result. That's what you want to think about. Here's an example. Instead of just saying, I helped out when things got busy, you can say something like this. During a high volume shift, we were short-staffed and falling behind, so I reorganized priorities for 2 of my coworkers, and then I stepped in to support the 2 tasks that they were doing. And as a result, we cleared the backlog and maintained service levels within 10 minutes. That right there is project management. So when you're in interviews, here's how you should think. Handling chaos equals what? Risk management. Working with people equals what? Stakeholder management. And getting things done equals what? Execution and delivery. So when they ask, do you have experience in managing projects? You don't have to say not really. You can say, I've had multiple situations where I've had to coordinate tasks, manage priorities, and deliver results under pressure. While it wasn't formally titled to project management, the responsibilities align closely with project execution and team coordination. That's a confident, real answer, and it's how you get your shot in this industry. So learn the language of project management. This is actually the shift that will help you change everything. You're not trying to break into project management, you're just reframing what you've already been doing. Because the biggest difference between people who get these roles and the people who don't get them isn't the skill set on a piece of paper. It's how they present that skill set to the interviewer. So in closing, here's what I want you to take away from this. You are not behind, you are not unqualified, and you are definitely not starting from scratch. You've been building these skills every single day for years. The difference now is just recognizing their value. Because in a time where things feel uncertain, skills like yours have become even more valuable in today's world. So don't overlook what you bring to the table. Don't downplay your experience, and don't assume that you need to start over. You don't. You just need to see things a little bit differently. So if this opened your eyes to a new opportunity in project management or gave you a little bit more motivation to look into project management, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel because that's what we cover here. We're in the field with project management every single day. We see the changes up front, live, we're on the front lines. And if you're serious about making a career switch, we're gonna show you not only just how to break into this field, but how to actually excel in this field. And if you're looking for more structured training, check the link in the description. We're helping project managers every day learn how to work smarter, move faster, and deliver real results in real time. So tap in. This is Lawrence, guys, from AIMPM, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.